Hello, Taurus. I am Ulrich, a Lenormand card reader, and today we will do the Lenormand card reading for the month of August for the sign of Taurus. On the table here, you see 9 cards. These are the cards that we will be using for this reading. You can also see 4 objects here on the table, meaning we will do 4 card readings for each astrological sign, and these 4 readings are for the sign of Taurus. So you can find all 4 videos for the sign of Taurus on my channel for the month of August. Now, from these 4 objects, you choose or you pick one that you think relates most to your personality, or you choose one you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will relate the best to your current situation or your card lay. Of course, you can watch all 4 videos related to the Taurus sign, and after you watched all 4 videos, then you can decide which symbol or object is fitting your personal card reading the best. The matches here represent the fire element, the stone represents the earth element, the aerosol sprayer represents the air element, and the shell represents the water element. So Taurus, here we go for your card reading for August. Hello Taurus, and welcome to the Stone or the Earth group for August 2021. The first card here in the corner is we see the stars. The stars is a card about wish fulfillments, about yes, a positive card, a very positive card, this one. And the last card here is a promise that we made, an agreement, a contract. Even in some cases it can represent a marriage, but we will see how it works out here in this laying. So as we see here, the stars, it's possible that you found a house that you really like. And it's like you want a commitment on this house, like you want a document on this house. So this document is coming to you. Maybe you have been looking for a long time for a dream house, and this is the one that you really want. It's possible that you buy it. It's possible that you rent it. What is also possible is here, the place where you currently live, it's a very nice place to live, but you want something of your own. In some cases also, it can mean that the family that we are involved in is fairly known. It's like a popular family, or the family is known in the area where we live. This means, I already mentioned that you're looking for a house, that you are actually wishing for a change of home. It's not that you are unhappy in the place where you live, but you want a place of your own. You want some space of yourself, and you're looking for that. And here is the message. You will arrive at this message will arrive at your home. And this is a more substantial message. It's not like something that comes on your phone, but it's actually a document. It can refer to a contract, something that has value in money. So it's something you agree on. And as we saw here in the corner, we already have the contract probably on this house that you start, because here the child initiates something new. So it's probable a house that you like very much and that you will buy or you will rent. So there's a lot of communication here about this house. Also related to your family, yourself. I think the family here, they communicate quite a lot. There's a lot of talking here in the family, a lot of communication here in the house. Also, before you will move, you will make your preparations. You will not step out like a step in the wild, but you will prepare everything very thorough before you make the step out. It's like there's no hurry here. Everything goes in a suitable, good way, and the wishes are literally fulfilled. And everything's gonna be all right, exactly the way as you want it, since the stars are there. Then we come in the second line, we have the cross here, the man and the child. It's possible here, this man is, if this is you related to the relationship, but this is a neutral card. So the person cards, since we do a general laying, you can put here also, if you're a woman, your gender, because we do general layings and we only have the man here, and this is not about relationship. this laying. So this could reverse to a person that is a very serious person, a little bit heavy-handed. This person thinks about before he moves something, before he does something. It's also possible that you're quite religious. If not religious, you have a spiritual side towards yourself. And it's possible that depending on your gender, that you are a man or a woman with a child. That there is a child close to you. Maybe you're a man with a child, or maybe you're a woman with the child. Also for this child, you take the necessary responsibilities for taking care of them. Sometimes it could mean also that you experience these responsibilities in some ways as heavy. So you take your responsibilities very serious, and you take care of the child. Also, it's possible that this man, time to time, he's testing the child. I cannot exactly point it out here, but it's like the man, he puts a test to the child. Maybe maybe it's on the educational level, maybe he check on the level, but the cross sometimes means that he do a test. So maybe it's possible that that this man do some kind of testing on child. Testing, I mean this in a positive way. I'm not meaning any weird stuff here, but I mean that the person, maybe he's testing about the education level of the child. Maybe he's testing where the child exactly is positioned on the educational level. This is possible here with this combination. Also, this man would be, as we said, we already probably is more like traditional. He has certain ideologies that he follows. He's traditional. In some cases, also, this man or this woman could be literally related to the religion or to the faith. He's very convinced about his condition, about his religion, and he has faith in what he's doing. He could literally preach his conviction, or he could have a strong belief in his spiritual conviction. In some cases, this can literally represent a priest, a monk, a pastor, people like that. As a woman, you could be spiritual. Also, you're a spiritual person, or maybe you're closely connected to your religion. You could be a nun in some cases. Anyway, you're very close connected to your religion or what you spiritually believe in. As we said here, this man or this woman is very close to this child. The child could be, maybe the child is still younger. Maybe the child, maybe if the man is a very, like a heavy thinker, the child could have like a playful influence on him sometimes. Like the child is more younger, so it has a positive influence on him for maybe taking new initiatives. In a way, the child has a positive influence on him for advancing, for experience certain things. It has a positive influence on the man if he would be like a heavy person or a very reflective person. Here then we come in the crossroads, the whip and the ring. Here we see that we are placed in front of choices. You as a person, you are placed in front of choices, and these choices could be quite heavy, maybe quite, because the cross is here, it's quite heavy, or in a way, maybe in a psychological way, they could be quite painful. It's like we need to make a tough choice, and this choice is related to some kind of contract. Maybe we experience the raising of the child as heavy. Maybe there's a reason why we see this. Maybe it's heavy to raise the child. Maybe we have a lot of professional responsibilities, and adding the child to our relationship is making us feel heavy, but still we are very serious about it. If we are in a relationship with a person, if we are not a priest or a nun, that is, if we are in a relationship with a person, it could mean that in our relationship, we make choices. It's possible we have some disputes or we disagree about some things here in the relationship, but actually the end here of the month, it's not bad. It's like this presents like a new beginning. We agree about something. So there could be here like a disagreement with each other, but at the end of the month, still the agreement, the contract, the will to be with each other is still here. It's possible also here with this combination that we are planning to apply more discipline in certain areas of our life that we make promises to. So you will understand for yourself what that means. And in some cases also, we probably in previous times, in the past, we make decisions, and maybe now about that decision, we have regrets. We make that decision, we have regrets about it, but we stick to it because we made the promises, we made those promises, we committed to that. So it's possible here, this combination sometimes points to regrets that what we have. If this would be from your environment, it's possible that people who are close to you sometimes criticize you. It's that you get some criticized and they tell you, when are you going to finally take this decision? So maybe it's mentioned to you in your neighbor, the people surrounding you, and they ask you when you're going to finally go ahead with the decision. Maybe a decision in the future is hanging for some documents that you need to decide, or something new you want to do. It could be professionally, it could mean about a choice that you made related to maybe to a property, or maybe related to your religion here. Then we have the whip and the ring. As I said here, we probably made a painful promise before, but we stick to our promise. Also, we are, if we are physically committed to this person. Maybe sometimes we think, but we're not necessarily gonna do it. Maybe sometimes we think about this promise that we made, that maybe we think about it for breaking it. Because in a way, it brings us in a vicious circle, because this is a circle. It brings us in a vicious circle, and it's like we cannot get out of a certain conflict that is part of our life. So we have regrets, and we are thinking, should we break this promise? It's possible also, even that the child has a positive influence on us. Maybe sometimes the child don't see eye to eye with us. Maybe there's some difference of opinion. It happens sometimes, and it's like also the child is strong, and it's like there's a clash of wills here. Like the child also poses, even though it's young, it already poses his opinion towards you. Children are very advanced now, so it's possible that the child already has a certain opinion, and he or she arguments with you in a certain way for making a point. If you did not keep your promises, probably the child will point you to the promises that you made to him or her. This is possible also. Then we have the stars, the cross, and the crossroads. Here, it's like we sometimes, even though we are very strong religious, sometimes we are conflicted about our spirituality or our religion. Sometimes it can bring us like that we have doubts in our faith. Maybe we have had a heavy period in the past, and sometimes we doubt our faith, we doubt our karma. This is possible also. It's possible also there's some prayers, and this is the next level what I'm going to say. And some people of us here, this can be a combination that we actually see our God. This is what it means, or our spiritual. Some people of us, they do. They have very strong connections to the spiritual, and it's possible here that you actually see the things that you believe in a certain way. So you are the one who can observe about this, or you are the one who experiencing this. As I said, there's a strong religion here. Also, it's possible out of your religion that you actually observe some dogmas that are, for instance, in the Quran or in the Bible, and that you actually see these things visualizing themselves. This is possible also, that you see this. You have trust in your faith here. Also, this points here, if you are suffering now for certain reasons, certain promises that you made, if you're suffering, this suffering will lead to more wisdom. It will bring you on another path. This is the other path. So eventually, when this difficult period is past or it's crossed, you will have more insights. You will have more insights. It will bring you on a different path. And I'm assuming here that you will see things in a different light. This combination also tells you, if you are in a heavy situation, not to lose hope and still to have trust in your faith. This is what it tells also. Then we have the cross, sorry, the cross and the crossroads. We had that one here also. And also, I already told you here, the cross is a test. Here, this is a test of faith also. Your faith is literally tested here. It's possible also that for your work or for your religion, you're a lot on the road. You're not so much home, but you're a lot on the road. You're moving around a lot. Then we have the house, the man, and the whip. This would represent the man of the house, the man or the woman of the house that is in charge of our house, the person who lives there. This is more a traditional type. Also, you are when you are at home, you like to have some privacy, probably because you are a lot on the road. You respect your own privacy and you hope that others respect your privacy. Also in life, you're not the type that takes heavy risks. You are more a stable type. If you do some investments, you will make sure that these investments don't involve any risks out of the ordinary. I could say here almost you're a creature of habit here. You are close in a way to your family. Probably also you take care of what you eat, and you take care of your body here also. Probably also you feel very strongly connected to your country, to the place where you come from. I almost would say there's a patriotism here. You follow traditional rules. Because you learn traditional rules, probably you also apply traditional rules. And then we have the man here in the whip. We already saw you're undergoing some suffering for the moment. We already saw this. It's also possible that next to your job, you are physically very active. Maybe you're active in sports. You do some action with your body. Maybe you work out. Maybe you do some fighting sports, maybe you box, maybe you do some aggressive sports here. This is possible also. Professional, like if you're not connected to religion, this could also point to a lawyer, and then this would point to the courthouse. In some cases also this can point to a military profession or a profession in the police force. This could what it means, or police officer, a person who need to imply rules, who need to make sure that others follow the rules. This is possible also. It's possible if you have a busy job, sometimes you don't have enough time for your child, and that your child tells you these are the promises you made. So in that case also, it could be a little bit hard for you that this person points you, or your child points you on the promises that you made, even if you have a hard and a busy job. If you do so, you will try to make amends with this child, because in a way, you know, you have a feeling of guilt because you made the promises to a person or to a child, and you want to actually keep your promises because the promises are here in the side. It probably makes you suffer in a way because you cannot keep your promises sometimes, because sometimes you're so busy. Maybe the job is very demanding. That's what I'm assuming here, because this could be the work. It's possible that your work is very demanding on you. It demands a lot of hours, but you made the agreement and the contract on it, so you need to keep to your promises, and sometimes it's probably difficult to find the balance. Here in the child, here, the letter and the child. So these are the promises I said earlier. We talk a lot to our child. There's a lot of communication. Also, probably the child, if we are busy in the work, the child communicates with us. It's time to time the child will send us SMS, will send us messages. You communicate here a lot with each other. If your child is still very young, if you're a woman or a man and the child, it could mean also a birth certificate, but then that would make the child very young, which I don't think is the case here. And then we have the child and the ring here. If your relationship with a certain partner is very heavy for now, and you both decide to get out of a certain relationship, this could also point to a new relationship, because the child sometimes, in that case, it's not directly related to a child. In that case, it would literally mean a new relationship, which does not mean that the child is not there, but it could mean if your relationship is very difficult with a certain partner, and you decide to go out, as we saw earlier, then it's possible here there's a possibility to a new relationship. It's possible that you already have communication with this person. I don't see any love notes here, but it's possible that you are acquainted with this person. That is also already a form of communication with this person. I think also if the child lives with you alone, it's already more matured and it tries to take care of itself. In a way, there's like a supportive area here between you and the child. So it's like the child wants to take care of itself also in a way. You rely on the child and the child relies on her. So I'm seeing here some reciprocation with each other. You work with each other. You rely on each other. You know you can rely on the child, even though the child is probably young. And there's some openness also in the relationship between you and the child. Maybe also this applies. I said if you have a relationship with a certain person, but I don't see any love life here. But if you have a relationship with a person, it's like the relationship with this person you would have is very open. It's very open. It's open-minded. Probably you talk about the problems that you experiences because you're busy in the job. You talk openly to this person about the problems that you have. This is what is possible here also. Then we have here the stars, the man and the ring. Again, here we have the spirituality. Sometimes if you're in a different kind of profession, this, for instance, if you're a police officer, this could mean that you sometimes sense things. You sometimes sense things. You cannot place it very well, but it's like you have a gut feeling. This is what it means also. You're a deep thinking type. You're mentally. It's also possible in your profession that you're quite known in your job. You're quite popular also in your profession, quite known in your house where you work. In another case, if you're more the creative type, it could also mean that you are maybe in the group of people where you function in, that you are like a local celebrity. On another level, it could actually mean that you are a celebrity. So because this combination points to popularity, fame. This is what it points to. Also, it points to spirituality. But I mention here also some other angles here. Also, this man, he wants to keep to the promises that he made on his work, or promises that he made in general. He's like the type that keeps his promises. If you're a woman, it's the same, because I told you this is a neutral card. It's the same applies on you. There's some bonding here with some people. It's possible if you're suffering in this current relationship and you go to another relationship in the future, that this person was before in your life, or you know this person from before. I don't say you had a relationship before, but it's possible. But it's like this person, because the ring returns, because it's round. So it's possible that you know this person from the past. It's possible here also. And in the future, if this really works out well, but I cannot see here, is that you literally would give a ring to this person. But that is maybe a little bit far-fetched, but it's possible here. We try, if we buddy up here, this is buddying up with, maybe you see this person like more like a buddy, somebody we trust, but actually this buddyship could lead to more. That's what I'm thinking here. Maybe it's in the beginning, because it's the child here, and it can be, but I think we know this person out of the past. Maybe it's like an on and off thing here. This is an on and off thing. We cannot really decide what we want here. Then here also we have our own cultural experiences. And again, the promises are here. We bond with a moment. And then we go in the other card, the other cross, we have the letter, the man, and the crossroads. So as we saw earlier, there's messages coming to you. Probably also you're, in a way, you are structured, but actually you're a quite communicative type. You're quite a communicative type. You're curious about things. Maybe you're a very expressive type. You express with your hands. You're a person who talks with his hand. Also, in some way, it's possible that you are a spokesperson, that you communicate a lot. Maybe it's required from you. We already saw here that it's possible that you're famous, maybe in certain areas, or that you're popular. Maybe you're a spokesman. You need to announce something. This is possible also. You're like an announcer here. You announce something, you inform people that certain things are happening, that certain things are changing. And then we have the crossroads here. We are placed in front of decisions. We already saw that, but it's like we're hesitant about the decisions we need to make, because we know if we make certain decisions, it can bring problems, it can bring suffering. So maybe we're holding back in making the decisions, but eventually we will make the decisions, and there will be a, I think there's a new beginning here. So the end cards here are very positive for something new. So if there's suffering going on now, in the future, this will be more neutralized and something new will begin here. So Taurus, for the stone group or the earth group, that is all for now. I hope you enjoyed this card reading. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for doing so, and see you maybe next time. Bye bye for now.